Getting started with Microsoft Outlook web app. Presented by Log On to Learn. The objectives include logging into Outlook OWA and exploring the user interface. Now, before logging in, you'll need a few things. You'll need a computer or mobile device connected to the internet. You will need a username and password. You will need a web browser such as Internet Explorer and the web address. After you type the web address in, you'll move into the login screen. And there's a couple of different options here, whether you're using a public or shared computer or a private computer. So make sure you check the appropriate button here. And also you can use a lighter version of Outlook as well, less bells and whistles. Here's where your username and password will go, and that you'll get from the IT department, as well as here's your sign in button. If your company's using the Office 365 package, your sign in might look something like this. Username and password here, and then sign in. After signing in, you'll be in Microsoft Web App. This looks a little different than the full version of Microsoft Outlook. Mainly, you don't see the tabs or all the buttons up at the top of the screen. But this has a lot of different options. We just got to figure out where they are. So let's start with the navigation panel over here on the left side. You have favorites. You have your, in this case, Student 16. And it's showing me all my different folder locations, as well as the go-to menu down here where I have the mail, the calendar, the contacts, and the tasks. One of the features that have changed a little bit here is we're not going to see the little plus and minus for expanding and collapsing folder levels. Now we're going to see a little triangle up here. And if you notice this triangle right here, I'm going to click it and watch how the folders underneath that heading have disappeared. They're minimized. Click again, and they're going to expand. The same is true with your favorites, contacts, and so on. Now, to find some of the tools that you may want to use and some of the options, take a look at these light blue words. And they're going to be all over the place. And as you click on them, some of them have drop downs. You're going to either navigate out to a location or you're going to get a menu of options. And in this case, if you look at it, I'm going to end up with some of the new options, such as a message or a meeting request. So if I grab the message button here, it's going to open up a new email message form. From here, I can go ahead and address it and put in a subject and, of course, something in the body here. You'll notice that we are a little bit limited on the tools, but we certainly have all the formatting tools that you probably need. Notice the blue links over here on the side, as well as the option link that we have here. And if I simply click on the to button, it will navigate out and show me my address book. And I can certainly double click and add somebody in either the to, the CC, or the BCC. Once I'm done, I would hit the OK button, and sure enough, there they are. After completing all this, I would hit the send button and send the email out. Also under the new button was the meeting request, and that simply opens up a meeting form. And in the meeting form, I can invite other attendees. I can go back to my global address list with any one of these links right here, put in a subject location, and certainly some information down here as well, and set the date and time. When I'm done, I would hit the send button and send it out to those recipients. We have some delete options. We have the delete and the ignore conversation. The ignore conversation will delete the current email that you click on, but also anybody that replies or replies to all to that email will also end up in your deleted items. Your move allows you to move this particular email or selected emails to a particular folder or even copy it. Filtering is going to give me the option to go ahead and filter my emails a certain way. And view is going to show me a couple of neat things. I have group by conversations and I have a reading pane. Now, group by conversations is actually going to group my emails. My sent and my inbox items are going to be under one location. So I'll be able to see the full conversation. I'll show you that in just a second. The reading pane is over here on the right. So here's my right reading pane. Here's a bottom reading pane. And we can certainly turn the reading pane off. As far as the conversations go, take a look at this little triangle right here. We know that this means that there's something collapsed here. And if I click on it, it will expand, showing me the emails that are under that particular heading or subject. To collapse it, I simply just click the triangle again. We also can change the way that we're viewing the email. Now we're doing conversations by date, so the latest up at the top, but by conversation. If I click on the drop down, you'll notice that I have other options such as subject, from. Size is a really great one to kind of manage those larger emails and try to move them off the Exchange server. Attachments as well is another big one that you might want to use. The newest at top, this is just a toggle from ascending to descending. And a real nice option is this search box. You will have to hit the magnifying glass here to get the search started. And I'm looking for an email with the word John in it. And it looks like I do have a couple of emails with the word John in it. If you did get, let's say, a fair number of emails and you need to really refine your search, there is this chevron symbol right here to the right. See where it says when I hover over it, Show Advanced Search. It just really opens up and gives you some additional options here for finding a particular email. And you can collapse it by hitting the button again. The X will clear your search and restore your email back to what you had before. This is just a refresh, and we'll just check your emails if any new emails have come in. And moving over here, we're looking at this. Let me just go back to this email right here. If I need to reply or reply to all or forward it, you can see the buttons that I have here as well. And there are some different actions that I can take with this email as well by simply clicking on the Actions button. So you can see there's a fair number of options available here. A lot of these same options are available by simply just right-clicking in the particular email that you're interested in, the options that are available. We also have an options button up here where we can set our automatic reply, we can create inbox rules, and we can see all of the options that are available, as well as select a theme. This is where you can do a little tweaking to your Outlook. So you'll notice over here on the left we have all different kinds of categories, and as we click on them you'll see what's available. So you can see there's a lot of different options just under the account information that I can do here as well. Even changing your password. As I get into organize emails, you'll see that we can go into inbox rules, automatic replies, the delivery reports, and even retention policies. Groups will allow us to do some public group options. And settings is where you can go in and make some changes to your email, maybe even your calendar as well. If you use a phone or mobile device, you can also manage that here as well. And if you want to block or allow certain emails, you can do that simply through here or even a right click as those emails come in. To get out of this particular options location, you can simply click on the mail link right here. And that will bring us right back to our mailbox. A couple of other things that we can do that's really handy here is we can mark our emails. So we can mark our emails by categories or by flags, which is time-based. So if I right-click on this particular category, notice that I have different options for choosing a category. I can also right-click on the flag and time-base the flag. Moving on to the calendar, you can see multiple calendars side by side. So you can see I do have a list of people's calendars that I have permission to view, and as I check them, you'll see the calendar move side by side. To close them out, I simply either uncheck them or I can hit the X right here at the top. And you'll see the different views. So this looks a little different than what we saw when we were in the mail category here. We've got some sharing options, which is great. Different viewing options. And of course, calendar views here as well. Go to Today, delete, and create a new appointment or meeting request. As we move into the contacts, you will see the contacts that we have. And one of the things that you can do with contacts is not only create a single contact, but under the new drop-down, you can also create a group. This is a distribution list, or contact group is what they call it now. It's multiple email addresses under one name. It's very simple to create. You simply click on the button, put in the group name that'll be filed alphabetically, and just go out and find your members. And you can see right here that I could click on this link, which again will open up my global address list or my contact list and allow me to add any of those members very quickly. And when I'm done, I would just hit the Save and Close button. Under Tasks, you will be able to create a task. You've got New Task here, and the form is very similar to what we saw with the other forms as far as the Save and Close, and there's just a few fields that you need to fill in. Moving back to the mail location, I want to show you a neat little feature as far as previewing an attachment. So let me find a file that actually has an attachment in it. And you can see this has an attachment. So when I click on it once, it expands and it shows me that there's an Excel file here. And if I click on this, I will actually launch Microsoft Excel and open it up. But I can open it up in a browser window. And this is just a really quick, easy way for me to view this particular workbook. Now, I'm not opening up in Excel. I'm just viewing it or previewing it at this point. I can certainly go through the different sheets if there is information on those sheets as well, just like I was in this particular workbook. When you're done, you simply would just hit the X and close it out. Here in the upper right, you can sign out when you're done. And if you signed in, which I did here, under the drop down, I have a few different options. Also, if you're signed up with the Office 365, there'll be a team site and there'll be a home page. And this is like a SharePoint link where you can go out to a particular site and open and work with documents as a collaborative group. Just to get back, you simply would hit the back arrow button. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of Microsoft Outlook Web App 2010. Be sure to check out our other Microsoft Outlook Web App videos. To view other related topics, be sure to check out our full video library at logontolearn.com. Educating the world anytime, anywhere.